This is probably the creepiest, most unexplainable thing that has ever happened to me. I used to work overnight as a security guard at the local port. Usually none of the port workers would stay overnight except for the safety official. I wouldn't be on shift alone since the site had a radius of nearly 2 miles. Overnight, usually there would be 3 guards, including me. Since the area was fairly big, there were different posts, but front gate was the main entrance area where all the guards would be stationed overnight, since there was no need to put them in the other posts due to the fact there was no activity in the site at this time. The veteran guards had been there for years and would often talk about the fact they thought this site was haunted, given the fact that there were accidents and deaths that occurred in the area a long time ago. I was aware that people died there due to freak accidents, and I do believe in angels and demons since I'm actually a religious person. But I always thought that the superiors were just messing with the new guys. A little bit of hazing wasn't uncommon in this line of work. I would work 5 to 6 nights out of the week, and for the first few weeks I never really saw or heard anything out of the ordinary, except for maybe a few questionable creaks, and would see a few misplaced objects while doing my patrol rounds, but nothing too crazy. Just to describe the setting to you, this is a fairly big site, and on occasions where there were big projects being constructed at the port, the workers would sometimes stay overnight. Due to the fact port workers would often have to stay for a few days, there were gyms in the site for their convenience. This gym in particular is fairly old. In the gym there's a sauna, weights, and even a racquetball court. If you don't know what a racquetball court is, it's similar to an indoor tennis court with thin plastered walls and thick glass doors. Usually, on our patrol rounds, me and one of the other guards, Mike, would stop by the gym and play a few rounds before returning back to the front gate. On one of those nights, me and Mike decided to hit a full workout instead of just playing racquetball in the cage. This is around 2:30 AM, and the entire building is so quiet that you can hear the electricity running through the lights. The air conditioner is off, and so is everything else. In fact, the only thing running at all are the lights. 15 to 20 minutes into the workout, we hear a loud thump. We crossed it off as nothing and continued working out. Then a few more minutes, and we heard the loud thump once more. At first we thought it was our lieutenant, which it could have been since he often walked around checking in on us at this time of night. But then we radioed him, and he gave us his location, which was the front gate. We tried to think logically on what it could be, making those loud thumping noises that were coming from the court on the other side. We thought it was the air conditioner, but then we remembered that it was off, and even when it is on, during the day there are no reports of thumps coming from the air conditioner. After a few more minutes, the thumps started occurring one right after another. Saying we were creeped out at this point was an understatement, but what we were about to witness still scares the absolute shit out of me to this day. We started to approach the other side of the gym to where the glass door was. We turned on the flashlight and aimed it towards the clear glass door, and I got chills all over my body and started tearing so much out of fear I was about to cry. We saw one of the balls rolling slowly by itself inside of the court, but there was no one in there, so that must mean that the loud thumps were the balls mysteriously being tossed around against the walls as if someone or something was playing inside the cage. We were both so confused and frightened to how this was really happening. We couldn't make sense of any of it. We were both scared shitless, and we started yelling and running away because we knew there was probably something evil toying with us right there. As we sprinted full speed back to the front gate, the lieutenant saw us and asked us why we were tearing and running in a ridiculous manner. We told him what we witnessed, and his facial expression scared us even more. And then he said, "That's why there's always guards that quit often. There's something evil in that area, and that's not the first time that something bad has happened in there." He then showed us security footage of dark figures and shadows literally passing through the office areas and lights mysteriously switching on and off. Till this day, I still get chills recounting my experience with my friends and family, and I'm even getting chills right now as I write this on the paper. I had never, ever had a real encounter with something supernatural until that night. Many say that it was a demonic presence just messing around. Others say it was a ghost of a dead person who died in that area. Honestly, I don't know what it was, but I didn't last much longer in that job after that. I mean, who would?